guys, Courtney here with Courtney's Customs, and today I'm going to show y'all how to make an ice cream tumbler using CC DIY's Nice and Thick for some ice cream drips that I'm going to put on there later. And I've never used this before. I'm super excited to try it out, so thank you so much CC DIY for sending this to me. I'm going to start off with a 20-ounce Modern from Maker Flow Crafts, and I'm going to put on some glitter with Mod Podge. This glitter is French Beige from the Glitter Grind. It is so daggone pretty. Super holographic, really pretty, and I think it's going to make a gorgeous like ice cream cone. So all I'm doing today is adding this glitter. Also, I base painted this metallic gold from Rust-Oleum. So let's get to work. This glitter is so stinking gorgeous. I absolutely love it. So now the only thing I'm going to do is spray this with 2 times Rust-Oleum Clear, pop it on my turner, add some epoxy, and come back to show you all the next step. Alright, so it's the next day. There's 1 coat of epoxy on this. Now I'm going to add the stripes to the ice cream cone. And what I'm going to use for that is gold textured vinyl from Amazon. This is cut into 11-inch wide by 0.2-inch tall sections, and I just weeded it all out because it was super duper easy to do. And so I'm going to make kind of like a crisscross pattern on this with these. I probably will have to cut out more. I'm not sure. I feel like I probably will. But if so, no biggie. So I'm going to pick up 1 stripe at a time and just pick a random section to start with and put them diagonally, and I will cut that one. No, I'll do it now. I was going to say I'll do it later, but it'll probably get in my way, so I'll do it now. And I'm just going to continue going this way, and then I'm going to cross over this way. Not going to promise y'all it's going to be completely perfect, but we'll see. So I ended up not needing to cut out anymore, which was cool. So now that this is done, I think I'm going to do 1 coat of epoxy before I put the drips on. So 1 coat of epoxy, but before I do the epoxy, I am going to take CC DIY's Quick Coat Urethane Sealer, and I'm just going to do a coat over all of this, because what this is going to do is kind of help make sure that this vinyl does not lift under epoxy. Textured vinyl, especially whenever it's rim to rim, is a little tricky, and it will try to lift under epoxy. It'll look fine when you're putting the epoxy on. I laugh because I've learned this the hard way. You put epoxy on it, and then you come back the next day, and like these parts here and down here will be like stuck up and like stabby. So I'm going to put a coat of this over, and it does not take very long to dry at all. I'm actually going to use a heat gun to speed up the drying process. Then once this is dry to the touch, I will put on a coat of just regular epoxy. Alright y'all, so everything feels really good after 1 coat of epoxy. The vinyl didn't lift anywhere, so I really love this Quick Coat Urethane Sealer from CC DIY. So now the next thing I want to do is add the decal, and I found this decal on Creative Fabrica. It says, "I love you more than ice cream." I thought it was a really cute decal to put on here. I created an offset, so now I'm just going to put it all together and get it onto the tumbler. Alright, so I put it kind of far down because I do want to add some drips up here at the top. And for the drips, I'm going to be using CC DIY's Nice and Thick. And I know this says to add it with epoxy, but I'm going to add it with my Mod Podge to try to do that method to see if I can still use the Nice and Thick with my Mod Podge. Alright, so I'm going to take just a little bit of Mod Podge. It shouldn't take too much. Put it in a cup. And I want this to be colored, and I think I'm going to use CC DIY's dispersion color. This is Sky Blue. I'm just going to shake it up a little bit and add just a touch and see how good that colors. I love this color, like a mint blue color. I think it is such a pretty color. So now I'm going to add some of this Nice and Thick from CC DIY. I don't know how this is going to compare to the cornstarch that I use. So I'm going to go at it slow. I'm not going to add too much at one time. But I'm just going to keep adding and stirring until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. Alright, so now I'm just going around with my popsicle stick and pretty much covering up the rim. I'm not really doing the drips just yet. I'm just trying to get the rim covered, and then I will go around and add drips in the spot that I want it to like really come down at. So even though that might still drip down on its own a little bit, I'm going to come in now and really add like the drip effect where I want some drips to come further down. To give it kind of like the melted ice cream effect, I guess. And I am just scraping with my popsicle stick. And I don't want it to go down too far, especially here in the front, because I don't want it to cover up any of my decal here. So if I see that it's coming down too far, I can just flip it over and kind of stop that drip. Kind of just flip it back and forth until it dries. With this being Mod Podge, it's not going to take too long to dry. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it until it stops moving. So now it seems like it is done dripping. I'm going to let this sit overnight so the Mod Podge has time to really harden before I put epoxy on it. And then tomorrow around this time, so like 24 hours later, I will put some epoxy over it and come back to show y'all what to do next. Alright guys, that is the end of this one, and I absolutely love it. And I love the decal. I think it's super cute for Valentine's Day. So this one will be on my website, Courtney'sCustomsCo.com. I can't even say my own website name right. And if you guys haven't already heard, I now have my own line of vinyl, which I am super excited about. I launched it 2 or 3 days ago, depending on when you're watching this video. So in future videos, you will be seeing me work with that exclusively. I'm so excited, and launch day went absolutely amazing because of y'all. I sold about half of my inventory. I still have some left, and I'm going to be ordering more. I am just like so overwhelmed in like the best way, and so happy and so thankful. So I just wanted to announce that if you haven't already heard it, and thank you so much for supporting me. Before I go, like always, I do have y'all's cup of positivity for the day, and today's quote is, "If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one." And that was said by Dolly Parton. That's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and like always, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Don't forget to subscribe, be kind, love one another, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!